What are the best macronutrient ratios for fuel without carbohydrates? Imagine a scenario where your body relies solely on fats and proteins for energy, bypassing the usual carbohydrate pathway. This approach is often pursued for specific health, athletic, or weight management goals. To understand the optimal balance of macronutrients in such a state, it is essential to explore how fats and proteins contribute to energy production and overall metabolic function. When carbohydrates are eliminated from the diet, the body enters a state known as ketosis, where it shifts from using glucose as its primary fuel to utilizing fats. In this process, fats are broken down into fatty acids and glycerol. The fatty acids are further converted into molecules called ketone bodies in the liver, which serve as an alternative energy source for tissues including the brain, muscles, and heart. Proteins, on the other hand, are primarily used for tissue repair and growth but can also be converted into glucose through a process called gluconeogenesis when carbohydrate intake is minimal. The ideal macronutrient ratio for fuel without carbohydrates typically emphasizes high-fat intake to sustain ketone production. A common guideline suggests that about 70 to 80% of daily calories should come from fats. This high-fat intake ensures a steady supply of energy and maintains ketosis. Protein intake is usually moderate, comprising around 10 to 20% of total calories. This level supports muscle preservation and bodily functions without risking excess amino acids being converted into glucose, which could disrupt ketosis. It is important to note that the remaining 5 to 10% of calories can come from non-carbohydrate sources, such as certain vegetables or small amounts of dairy, depending on individual tolerance and dietary preferences. Adequate hydration and electrolyte balance are also crucial, as a high-fat, low-carbohydrate diet can influence fluid and mineral levels. In summary, for fuel without carbohydrates, a typical macronutrient ratio involves a predominant intake of fats, a moderate amount of proteins, and minimal or no carbohydrates. This balance supports sustained energy production through ketone bodies, preserves muscle mass, and aligns with the metabolic shift characteristic of a ketogenic style diet.